continue. Over to you. We have Nidhi Kesarwani, Joint Secretary. Over to you, Nidhi.
Namaskar, a very good afternoon. I will just take you through the various measures which has been taken by DPIIT in terms of the facilitations and the consultations and how the provisions have been, facilitative provisions have been incorporated. So I will start with the regulatory provisions related to the availability of fuel and gas to the industry. And under Petroleum and Explosive Safety Organization, PESO, multiple activities and facilitative orders have been issued, which are oriented towards uninterrupted supply of fuel and gas. So under this, under compressed natural gas and compressed biogas, the dispensing stations, the licenses, the process have been expedited, and now till now we can say in the month of March until date 467 applications have been received and disposed of, and on a priority basis, bringing down the turnaround time. And also 157 cases, the final licenses have also been granted, and 38 prior approvals have also been granted in these dispensing stations. Thereafter, 41 biogas cylinder filling and storage plants have been granted the approval, and also the 14 plants, the license have been provided. In the light of demand for kerosene, the temporary relaxations or storage relaxations have been granted for superior kerosene oil storage. Up to 2,500 liters, and a one-time relaxation for 5,000 liters for PDS kerosene has been given for ensuring last mile continuity. And the domestic availability of ammonium nitrate has been secured by imposing a ban on the exports in the month of March. Thereafter, the LNG filling in the cryogenic cylinders, the guidelines have been now permitted so that the decentralization of LNG supply can be ensured, and which has ensured and enhanced the flexibility of fueling during the disruptions. Further, PESO has also issued directions for time-bound disposal of applications of CNG stations and decompression units for fast tracking, and today the time is even less than 10 days. And for immediate supply constraints, the permissions have also been granted for LPG unloading at Porbandar jetty in the month of March. For transparency, the PESO container manufacturers, the list has been shared and in the public domain for the users to take up and has been uploaded on the website. A temporary 6-month exemption has also been provided for requirements of CNG or CBG compressors for fast track dispensation. As a long-term initiatives, the guidelines which has been, there are 5 critical steps which has been taken. The installation of district pressure regulating skids or DPRS at CNG and CBG stations have been, the guidelines have been issued. So this has addressed the land constraints, and it has expanded the gas dispensing infrastructure. Further, the permission for filling of LNG in the cryogenic cylinders has been provided for into remote and the non-pipeline areas. And approvals have also been granted for combination valves and the pressure relief valves for dimethyl ether in jumbo cylinders, and after the successful trial and to facilitate its use. The nighttime operations have been permitted, especially for LPG bottling plants, for increasing the operational working hours and bringing flexibility. And the commissioning permission has also been granted to Petronet LPG for additional 5 MMTPA regasification capacity at the H terminal, which has increased the storage capacities. Thereafter, for boilers, from the boiler side, in terms of facilitation and giving measures to reduce the oil consumption at the plants, the advisories have been issued by the government to all the state governments under subsection 3 of the Boilers Act for giving a 3-month extension of the boiler certificates which are due for renewal for high capacity boilers, so that the verification parameters and based on the satisfactory external inspection, 3 months extension can be granted. And further, for the boiler certificate for high capacity boilers in major oil and gas units, also a 3-month temporary extension has been granted, which includes refineries, petrochemicals and fertilizer plants based on fulfilling certain criteria. And the diversification of in fuel usage has also been promoted to encourage adoption and use of alternative fuels across the industrial sectors. In terms of for domestic cooking, the induction cooktop cooking for in this sector, as there was demand which was raised by the industry, given in the light of the current surge in the demand, a stakeholder consultation was held in DPIIT in coordination with various further agencies, Ministry of Power and other identified institutes for addressing the demand and supply challenges. Where the mandatory energy efficiency and the QCO timelines for induction cooktops have been extended, and corresponding amendments have also been issued to facilitate faster manufacturing and increase in the production capacities. Related to paint industry, which are I will now take you through the sectors which are with DPIIT. In paint industry, after the industrial consultations and the joint working group, the meeting in the requirement of the paint industry of various fuel and various raw materials and feedstock was taken, and under which the BCD has already been reduced to 0 for HDPE, LLDPE, PPCN, which are basic ingredients required for paint in the industry. Further, the allocation of industrial LPG has also been enhanced from 50% to 70%, and thereafter the various raw materials which is required for in this paint industry in terms of butyl acrylate and their availability has also been now facilitated by the refineries, and the buyers also have been touch-based with the concerned producers. The allocation industry-wise requirement of petrochemical raw materials and the packaging material for the paint industry specifically has also been furnished, and the tie-ups have been done for ensuring uninterrupted supplies. The QC on butyl acrylate has also been relaxed by Department of Chemicals and Petrochemicals for the period up to 10th of July to facilitate the domestic availability. With regard to the paper industry, another critical chemicals of the BCD such as the styrene, methanol and ABS, the BCD has been relaxed, ensuring the diversification of the supplies. With respect to the tire industry, the BCD and the BCD on various chemicals have been relaxed, polybutadiene, styrene, butadiene rubber and resins, which is available now, and even the road tap for tires was restored in consultation by the Department of Commerce. For glass industry, the uninterrupted furnace operations was becoming a challenge. So thereafter, in consultation with MOPNG, the availability of PNG at 80% of the average consumption of the previous 6 months have been ensured and notified, and the allocation of the industrial LPG was also enhanced from 50% to 70%. Based on the pre-March requirement. In leather and footwear industry, the basic the BCD on critical inputs such as EVA, PVC, PU, SBS have been reduced to 0, and for price escalation and the supply shortage of the PVC paste resin and other issues which has come up in the recent stakeholder consultations have also been referred for removal of anti-dumping or for abeyance of anti-dumping duty to DGTR, which is under for consideration. In terms of ceramic industry, for Morbi, 80% of the ceramic units which were using the LPG or the propane, and only 20% were using the piped natural gas supplies before March. So thereafter, and the Gujarat Gas Supply is the main supplier over there. So accordingly, in consultation with the industry stakeholders, for MOPNG, the notification was made for about 80% availability of their last 6 months consumption, And thereafter, the Gujarat State Petroleum Corporation have held multiple consultations with the industry and have also facilitated the supply arrangements for the remaining 80% of the units which were not previously using the piped gas. And the issue of the gas pricing disparities, which was also cropping up, has also been addressed through the rationalization for all the users in both existing and the new users of the gas to ensure the supplies and the functioning of the units. So thank you so much. This is what we have.
Thank you, Nidhi. Over to you, Sujata, for petroleum updates.
नमस्कार, जैसा कि आप जानते हैं वेस्ट एशिया क्राइसिस के चलते हमारा क्रूड, एलपीजी और नेचुरल गैस इंपोर्ट अफेक्ट हुआ है, परंतु भारत सरकार ने कई इफ़ेक्टिव स्टेप्स लिए हैं ताकि एलपीजी का पीएनजी, पेट्रोल और डीजल की सप्लाई सुचारू रूप से की जा सके और कंज्यूमर्स को कम से कम परेशानी का सामना करना पड़े। इसके चलते मैं आपको ये बताना चाहूँगी कि डोमेस्टिक एलपीजी की सप्लाई नॉर्मल है और किसी भी डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर पर कोई ड्राई आउट रिपोर्टेड नहीं है। लगभग 94% सिलेंडर्स की डिलीवरी ऑथेंटिकेशन कोड के द्वारा की जा रही है। कल 45 लाख के करीब बुकिंग हुई, जिसके सापेक्ष लगभग 51 लाख डोमेस्टिक एलपीजी सिलेंडर्स की डिलीवरी की गई है। कमर्शियल एलपीजी जैसा आप जानते हैं सप्लाई अफेक्टेड है, परंतु भारत सरकार ने इसकी सप्लाई को 70% रिस्टोर किया है। इसके चलते अप्रैल के महीने में लगभग 1,31,000 टन, जो कि लगभग 69 लाख 19 किलो के सिलेंडर्स के बराबर है, की सेल की गई है। इसके अलावा कल के एक दिन में 8,199 टन कमर्शियल एलपीजी की सेल की गई है। 5 किलो के सिलेंडर्स 23 मार्च से लेकर अब तक लगभग 20 लाख से अधिक सिलेंडर्स की सेल की जा चुकी है। इसके अलावा कल लगभग 80,000 से अधिक 5 किलो के सिलेंडर्स की सेल की गई थी। इसके साथ साथ माइग्रेंट लेबर्स तक ये 5 किलो के सिलेंडर्स को आसानी से पहुंचाया जा सके, इस उद्देश्य से ऑयल मार्केटिंग कंपनीज लगातार कैंप लगा रही हैं और 3 अप्रैल से लगभग 7,800 ऐसे कैंप लगाए जा चुके हैं और इन कैंप्स में जो सिलेंडर्स की सेल हुई है उसकी संख्या लगभग 1,17,000 है। कल भी 350 कैंप लगाए गए और इन कैंपों में 8,100 से अधिक 5 किलो के सिलेंडर्स की सेल की गई। नेचुरल गैस के संबंध में जैसा आप जानते हैं भारत सरकार का जोर है कि अधिक से अधिक लोग पीएनजी पर शिफ्ट हों। इसके चलते मार्च के महीने से लेकर अब तक 5,10,000 नए 5,10,000 पीएनजी कनेक्शंस को गैस दी गई है। इसके अलावा 2.5 लाख से अधिक कनेक्शंस के लिए इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर क्रिएट किया गया है। तो ये संख्या अगर इन दोनों को मिलाएं तो लगभग 7,66,000 के करीब होती है। इसके अलावा 5,77,000 ऐसे नए कस्टमर्स हैं जो अभी रजिस्टर हुए हैं। इसी तरह रिटेल आउटलेट्स पर भी कोई ड्राई आउट नहीं है और सप्लाईज नॉर्मल है। क्रूड इन्वेंट्रीज मेंटेन्ड हैं, सफिशिएंट क्रूड इन्वेंट्रीज आर अवेलेबल। रिफाइनरीज ऑप्टिमम कैपेसिटी पर ऑपरेट हो रही हैं। पेट्रोकेमिकल, फार्मा और केमिकल कंपनीज की ज़रूरत को देखते हुए जैसा आप जानते हैं कि कुछ C3, C4 मॉलिक्यूल्स को इन कंपनी को एलोकेट किया गया लगभग 1,000 टन पर डे और 9 अप्रैल से अब तक लगभग 5600 टन प्रोपिलीन की सेल हो चुकी है। एनफोर्समेंट भी जारी है। कल लगभग 3,200 रेड हुई और जिसमें 285 सिलेंडर सीज किए गए। इसी तरह सरप्राइज इंस्पेक्शंस by oil marketing companies is also continuing to check any malpractice, hoarding और diversion. So अंत में मेरी सभी लोगों से ये प्रार्थना है कि हमारे पास सफिशिएंट स्टॉक है, चाहे वो एलपीजी है, चाहे पेट्रोल है या डीजल है। कृपया पैनिक बाइंग से बचें और अफवाहों पर विश्वास न करें। धन्यवाद।
थैंक यू। शिपिंग मिनिस्ट्री, मुकेश जी।
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon. First, I would like to make a clarification. A news is spreading about the reported payment by the captain of vessel Sanmar Herald in USD to the persons claiming to represent the IRGC Navy to grant right of passage and fell victim to cyber criminals. So we spoke with the owner of the vessel, and he confirmed that it is a fake news and no such incident had happened. So this is a clarification. Then the ministry continues to coordinate with the Ministry of External Affairs, Indian missions and maritime stakeholders to ensure seafarer welfare and uninterrupted maritime operations. And no incident involving Indian flagged vessels has been reported in the last 24 hours, and our seafarers are safe in Persian Gulf region. The Indian flagged crude oil tanker, that is Desh Garima, which crossed safely on 18th of March, is likely to reach Mumbai today evening, and it is carrying 31 Indian seafarers. The shipping control, the control room has handled around 7,200 calls and about 15,000 emails since its activation, and in past 24 hours, 156 calls and 344 emails have been received. The ministry has facilitated the safe repatriation of more than 2615 Indian seafarers so far, including 25 in last 24 hours. Port operations across India remains normal and no congestion reported. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ranjit ji.
I don't have much to add except that we are closely following all developments in the West Asian region. Thank you.
Asim ji.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon. Ministry of External Affairs continues to closely monitor developments in the Gulf and West Asia region. Our efforts are focused on ensuring the safety, security and welfare of the large Indian community in the region. We are in close touch with the state governments and union territories to share information and coordinate our efforts. The dedicated special control room in the ministry is operational to respond to queries from Indian nationals and their families. Our missions and posts in the region are operating round-the-clock helplines to provide timely assistance. They are proactively assisting our citizens. They are also in close touch with the local governments. Updated advisories are being issued, including information related to local government guidelines, flight and travel situation, consular services, and the various welfare measures being undertaken for the community. Our missions are actively engaged with the resident Indian community, including the various Indian community organizations, associations, professional groups, and Indian companies to address their concerns. We are according high priority to the welfare of Indian seafarers in the region. Our missions are extending all assistance to them, including coordination with the local authorities and agencies, extending consular assistance and assisting for requests to return to India. The overall flight situation continues to improve with additional flights operating from the region to various destinations in India. Since February 28th, around 11,91,000 passengers have travelled from the region to India. Airlines continue to operate limited commercial flights based on operational and safety considerations between UAE and India. Today, around 110 flights are expected to operate from UAE to India. Flights are operating from various airports in Saudi Arabia and Oman to different destinations in India. Qatar airspace is partially open. Qatar Airways is operating flights to various destinations in India. Kuwait airspace remains open. Jazeera Airways and Kuwait Airways continue to operate non-scheduled commercial flights from Dammam Airport of Saudi Arabia to various destinations in India. Bahrain airspace is open. Gulf Airways is operating flights from Bahrain to various destinations in India. Iraq airspace is open with limited flight operations to destinations in the region which can be used for onward travel to India. Iran airspace remains partially open for cargo and chartered flights. Our embassy in Tehran continues to facilitate movement of Indian nationals through Armenia and Azerbaijan for onward travel to India. Israel airspace is open and limited flight operations have resumed to destinations in the region which can be used for onward travel to India. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we'll take questions. First row, 266, 16, 130, 46, 22, 262, 189. Yes, we can start.
My first question is for Mukesh sir. You just said that Sanmar Herald didn't make any payment in cryptocurrency, which is a fake news. So what's our understanding? What led to that episode? And has that episode caused a lot of concern and like leading to delays in the exit of the other tankers? And my second question is for Sujata ma'am. Yesterday you said that Indian refiners, they are producing something like 47,000 tons of LPG per day. So are we maxed out on LPG production? What more scope is there for the LPG production domestically? And also if you can give us split as to which sector is getting how much of LPG on a daily basis. Thank you.
Sukal from the Indian Express. My first question is to Randhir sir. After Donald Trump has made a statement which it seems has sort of pushed the ceasefire without an end date for the indefinitely for the time being. So in the government's view, does it materially change anything with regard to Indian interests, particularly with regard to the ships that are stuck in the Persian Gulf? Second question is to Sujata ma'am. Ma'am, in about 10 days time again, we'll be into May, and that would again be the time for fuel price revisions, particularly for commercial LPG as well as aviation turbine fuel. Now, the last time when ATF prices were hiked, for domestic airlines only a partial pass-through was given in terms of cost, specifically for domestic flights. Just want to understand that at that time the ministry had said that it's going to be a staggered increase. By staggered, does it mean that there's again going to be a partial increase that we can expect on the 1st of May? Thank you.
Hi, my question is for MEA. Sir, have we received any sort of assurance from the Iran side regarding the safety of Indian seafarers and the vessels that are stuck in the Hormuz? And second question is, now that the ceasefire has been extended, so are we expecting our ships and vessels coming out of the strait anytime soon?
नमस्ते, मैं अभिषेक सिंगल आसाम पत्रिका से। मैं सुजाता जी सवाल मैडम, ये जो HRLL वाला फायर इंसिडेंट है, इसमें कुछ अपडेट आया है? मतलब कितना नुकसान हुआ, कुछ और जो टीम गई थी उसके कुछ, और दूसरा इसकी जांच कौन कौन सी और एजेंसियां कर रही हैं इसमें?
थैंक यू। रणधीर सर, मेरा सवाल आपसे है, ये जो सीज फायर तो हुआ है, लेकिन हॉर्मुज स्टेट में जो परिस्थितियां बनी हुई हैं और भारत के जहाज वहाँ अभी भी फंसे हुए हैं, दूसरी तरफ अमेरिकी प्रेसिडेंट कह चुके हैं कि नाकेबंदी जारी रहेगी, तो कोई राहत तो उन देशों को नहीं मिल रही है जिसमें इस युद्ध में जिनका कोई सीधा संबंध नहीं है, वो प्रभावित हैं, भारत प्रभावित है। तो ऐसे में क्या आपको लगता है कि भारत को जो ये असर डाल रहा है पूरा हॉर्मुज का स्टेट, इसमें क्या आपका रुख रहेगा और क्या अमेरिका से भी भारत कुछ नसीहत देगा इस पूरे मामले को लेकर?
मैम, मैं ब्रह्म प्रकाश हूँ जी न्यूज़ से। मैम, मेरा सवाल सुजाता जी से है कि आपने बताया कि कमर्शियल जो है सप्लाई 70% लगभग शुरू कर दी है, लेकिन मैम कई राज्यों से अभी भी इस तरह का इनपुट है। दिल्ली NCR की बात करें, खासतौर से उत्तराखंड में 4 धाम यात्रा शुरू हुई है, 2 दिन से फीडबैक आया है कि कई जो शॉप हैं, दुकानें हैं, होटल, छोटे छोटे होटल जो गैस से नाश्ता बनाते थे तीर्थयात्रियों को, वहाँ 4-4 घंटे वेटिंग है क्योंकि गैस सिलेंडर मिला नहीं है और वो उस पर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी पे शिफ्ट हो गए हैं। तो क्या आप ये फीडबैक ले रही हैं और क्या ये इन राज्यों में जहाँ ये दिक्कत हो रही है वहाँ स्थिति नॉर्मल होगी? दिल्ली, आपने कहा कैंप लगा रहे हैं आपकी एजेंसियां बहुत सारी जगह, लेकिन मैं देख रहा हूँ खासतौर से दिल्ली NCR में, नोएडा में, मुझे नहीं पता कहाँ कैंप लग रहे हैं, लेकिन छोटे छोटे जो वर्कर्स हैं, ठेले वाले हैं, उनको अभी भी सिलेंडर नहीं मिल रहा है, वो ब्लैक में खरीदने को मजबूर हैं। तो इस पर क्या आपका जवाब है? थैंक यू।
Hello, Rituraj here from Mint. My question is for Petroleum Ministry. So as new connections for LPG are currently on hold, can you give a timeline as such when new connections would resume? And also there are some reports which say government has given permission for expansion of the Dahej LNG terminal. Can you give a confirmation on that?
46.
Ma'am, my question to Sujata ma'am. Ma'am, today I think Petroleum Ministry has given approval to sustainable aviation fuel. What does it mean and how it's going to blend the ethanol and other oils in the ATF?
270 and 133.
Hello, ma'am. Harsh Kumar from Mint newspaper. My question is for DPIIT. So, a couple of reports came, like especially those exporters who are into making the nut bolts and tools. So, they have some kind of machines which are completely dependent on LPG. So, any kind of instant relief has been given to them because they were facing a couple of issues in that. Thank you.
Hello, ma'am. This is Manikant from the Tribune. My question is from Sujata, ma'am. We have seen that Japan has warned about the supply of naphtha, and in that context, does India have a contingency plan about the buffer period of 3 to 6 months? What are the upcoming moves that we could see? My question is that since we have seen that Japan has warned about the disruption in the naphtha supply coming from the Gulf, what the plan Indian government have, contingency plan?
280.
गुड इवनिंग मैम, मेरा सवाल मुकेश मंगल सर से है, देवेंद्र दूरदर्शन से। सर, हमारे कितने मालवाहक पोत जो हैं अभी स्टेट ऑफ हॉर्मुज से आने वाले हैं और कितने सर अब तक आ चुके हैं सर, इसका आंकड़ा आप दे पाएं सर?
One last, 185.
Hello everyone, this is Harsh Trivedi from Republic TV. Sujata ma'am, I would want to ask you that yesterday Road Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari has said that India should move forward with 100% ethanol blending. Is there a possibility with the ongoing crisis that the Ministry of Petroleum is considering some kind of ethanol blending which is already at 20%? Can this be raised any further?
Okay, 246.
Saurabh Sharma, I'm from the Outlook Business. Can we get some information on the number of Indian vessels stranded in the Persian Gulf region?
Okay, we start with the replies. Sujata, we'll start with you.
Regarding HRRL, the report is awaited. As you know, we have constituted a committee, they are inquiring. HPCL also has constituted an internal committee, they are also inquiring into the issues. Regarding others, I will not be able to give the feedback now. Regarding the second question was about the SAF, Sustainable Aviation Fuel. So, you know that we have air turbine fuel, and SAF is basically, it's a renewable, we can put it in that category, and especially because it is produced from the used cooking oil or from the, I think, ethanol, I believe. Yeah, so from ethanol. So this gadget notification is basically for allowing the blends of SAF. The way we have done for MS, it is on the similar line. Regarding yes. So now the scope for further increase of LPG, the current production, you know, is in spite of one of the refinery in shutdown. So that refinery is also having a capacity of something 3.5 or 4, I mean roughly. So once that refinery will come back, definitely that will add to our production. And then we are talking to the refiners, and we hope that it will increase further. Regarding ATF pricing, you know that our oil marketing companies have increased or passed on the price in a staggered manner to save the domestic consumers. Whether there will be an increase, how much will be the increase, when the decision will be taken, we will inform you on that. Char Dham, see, from the very beginning I am telling you that we are ensuring that the domestic supplies are 100% to the consumers, and for doing this arrangement we have cut some part from the commercial, and thereby the commercial supply is up to 70%. Char Dham we are aware of, and we are taking all corrective measures there also. Other than that, You asked about naphtha. I will like to inform you that we produce much more naphtha than what we consume. So there is no shortage of naphtha, as on today. So if I have the figures from the last year, we produced more than 18 MMT of naphtha, but we consumed hardly 11.5 MMTPA. So that's the status. E100, flex fuel. So the question was whether we are going to increase the base fuel. I must say that it is an idea whose time has arrived, and by blending we are saving on our imports, and the stakeholder consultations are going on, and in the due course we will inform you the decision there also. And regarding flex fuel also, government is trying to bring all the stakeholders together. On one side, the automobile companies have to keep the vehicles ready. At the same time, our oil marketing companies also have to be ready to, supply that kind of fuel. So that exercise is going on. It's more of a stakeholder consultation and bringing different stakeholders on a common platform. Regarding new connections, we are not giving it right now. And the Dahej terminal, I couldn't understand the question also. We'll come back only. We will come back to you on this. Thank you.
Nidhi will take answer.
Regarding the question on exporters of nuts, bolts and screws, the sector as per the mandate is mapped with the Ministry of Steel. However, DPIIT in its general industry stakeholder consultations, as and when issues are raised by the concerned industry or the sectors, and then takes up necessary action and raises the matter with the joint working groups which have been formulated for allocation of the fuel. So currently, so whatever stakeholder consultations as and when it will come up, we will definitely take it up.
Shipping Ministry.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm sorry. So there was a question that how many vessels are stuck in Persian Gulf region and how many vessels have sailed through from that region to this side. So at present 13 Indian flagged vessels plus one Indian owned vessel. That is total 14 vessels are there in Persian Gulf region. Total 10 vessels have passed from Persian Gulf to this side. So that's the figure. There was a question about, although I was not sure what was the question, but what is the process of, to ask the vessel to come this side? This was your question?
And
No,
can you elaborate?
Second.
Who had asked that question?
Second.
I think we can go ahead with whatever answer you have.
नहीं इसमें very simple thing is that we in coordination with MEA we assess the situation and then we are asking our vessels to start sailing from that side to this side. Now this unfortunate incident happened on 18th. There was firing on 2 of our vessels, so that's why they had to go back. As regard to this news, as we have been telling in past also, we do not have any news, any data, any confirmation that any of our vessel has paid money to any of the authority for this purpose. So that is our stand. Now suddenly there is a fake news which is circulating that some of the acts and all, that captain of this vessel has paid money in in USD. and then that's why, that was paid to some cyber criminals, and then suddenly this firing happened. So there is no relation with this. This is a fake news, and fake news keep on circulating. So that's what I was trying to make it clear.
Thank you, Mukesh ji.
Very difficult, but again, if we understand, maybe instead of Ministry of Shipping, this need to be confirmed by some, maybe.
I think we'll hand it over to Randir ji to take the questions. Thank you.
So Sukal, coming to your question, and Saurav, your question also is related. In fact, the other question also from Pradeep is also related to this passage of ships, as also the ceasefire. We would like to state that India has always been in favor of peace. We welcome all initiatives, or all steps that lead to peace and stability. We have, as you know, we have already welcomed the ceasefire that has been reached and hope that it will lead to a lasting peace in West Asia. As we have been continuously advocating, de-escalation, dialogue and diplomacy are essential to bring an early end to this ongoing conflict. The conflict has already caused immense suffering to people and disrupted global energy supply and trade networks. We expect that unimpeded freedom of navigation and global flow of commerce through the Strait of Hormuz will be ensured. So that is in response to both your queries. But just to tell you that we continue to be in touch with Iranian authorities for the safe passage of our ships so that we can ensure our energy security, as also we can take care of our economic security. जहाज के बारे में प्रदीप आपने भी यही सवाल पूछा था, इसको मैं हिंदी में दोहरा दूं आपको कि हम ईरान के साथ हमारी लगातार बात चल रही है ताकि हमारे जहाज जो वहाँ पर हैं, जिनका जिक्र इन्होंने किया, 10 एक जहाज वहाँ हैं, उनको हम सुरक्षित रूप से स्ट्रेट ऑफ हॉर्मुज के माध्यम से अपने देश तक ला सकते हैं. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद.
Thank you, friends. You have one more question? Okay. Yes.
Available in India for the manufacturing. Is government considering relaxing the QCOs implemented by the different ministries, and DPIIT, what is doing in the DPIIT is doing?
So as and when as per the stakeholder consultation and the request from the industries in order to meet this availability of raw material, recently government has relaxed 5 QCOs which consists about and extended also the implementation date for them related to safety of household, commercial and similar electrical appliances. Then N-butyl acrylate, as I showed in my presentation also, aluminium and aluminium alloy products which was also shown, linear alkyl benzene amendment order which was relaxed by DCPC, and morpholine quality order which has been relaxed by DCPC. So this government has done. So as and when with the consultation, because things are evolving, so as and when it comes up, we are taking up the issues.
Thank you, friends. Thank you, officers. Thank you all.